Alrighty. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday Night Live coin and silver auction with me, Raven of RavenHawk Coins. Hope y'all are doing well. Good to see everybody hanging out. We're getting the chat bot going so we can monitor all the good stuff happening in the stream. Let's start it off with a George. George! Good to see. Create, craft coins and collectibles in the nest. Eric A. 15 for 2. Triple B. Emil G2. Silverman 92. Silver Wishes. Fat Baxter. Brother Bill Driscoll. Michael Hargis. Donkey Socks. KCB 68. Wolf Tracks, USS Missouri Vet, Brown Sugar, 0069, Coin Silver, Denmo, Happy Bears, Mike Sampson, Gary S. in the nest. How you all doing this evening? Hope everything is doing well for you. Looks like I won't be going to the Grapevine coin show like I thought. We're supposed to be getting some bad weather, but I will be at the Tulsa show next week. Hopefully a lot of you guys and gals that are here in the show can come to that and have fun. What's up, Little Penny Coins? Doug Harding's here. Buy up gold and silver. Eric A. Wolf Tracks, great video. Love the tour. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I saw Eric A. said he liked it too. A couple other that are in here. But yeah, the weather's supposed to be kind of bad. Don't really want to fight that. What's up, dropping to Mike? David G is here. Happy Bears. Vincent Caparina. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to start off with the early bird giveaway. And that is a 1974 Proof 69 Deep Cameo Kennedy half with a James Warner 40% Kennedy giveaway. Let me turn on the Nightbot and get that ready. Thanks for turning me up onto CoinZip. Last week made my first purchase. Nice! 15 for 2, that's awesome, brother. For those of you that haven't seen it, go over to the RavenHawk Coins Auction and Coin Show channel for previews, and we are literally a brand ambassador. Guys, $5 super chat from J-Dog says, oh, you didn't know? You better call somebody. Because on CoinZip, they also do list coins and stuff for sale. And that's something that I might actually consider doing as well. It's going to be a very limited amount of people that can be selling the stuff. Only people that are trusted by the person that runs the site. He's a really nice guy. He's become a good friend of mine. And what's up, Scorpio? What's up, Roy Boy? Brian Jensen, Jim Shank, Fat Baxter, Eric A. Gonna be pretty cool, you know, the stuff that's on there. Matter of fact, I know he had some peace dollars on there that were actually below what just even melt would be, so that was pretty epic. All right, we're gonna give it a minute or two to let people get their comments in. And well, it says 46 47 users, 47 eligible. I'm never sure when to stop it, you know. Ricky the Scotty's here. Metallic Silver Skull. John Camper. KCB. Good to see you. Michael LeFew in the nest. Good to see Buy Up Gold and Silver. Silverman 92. How you doing? Triple B. Mr. Blue and Brown Boatsy's here. Good to see Scorpio. Looking forward to Tulsa. Yep, I will. I should be there. As long as the weather doesn't go horribly wrong, I should be there. You know. But going back, battling my way back through Texas into Oklahoma, There's this place called Paul's Valley that always seems to be the epicenter of the really bad weather. For some reason, the last couple years, it's just the one spot on the way home that if you get caught there, and we've been really lucky, I've missed tornadoes literally by 2-3 minutes, and I always feel like we got somebody sitting on our shoulder watching out for us. What's up, Chad Brookman? Roadkill in the Nest. Lyle Lakamoto. What's going on, my friend? Copper Al Coins. How you doing? Dropping the mic. Do most shows allow you to carry pew-pews? Dropping the mic, it depends on the venue. Most of them do. However, if it is a federal or a city building, a lot of them don't. Made it to do a double nickel. Suzuki, says Copper Al. Wow, 55 months. Holy cow, brother. I was like, double nickel? Hey, you know, that's Rob Finds Treasure's favorite number, 55. All right. Let's see who our early bird winner is in 3, 2, 1. Boom. That one, VR4. Ladies and gentlemen, that one, VR4, you are our early bird winner. You're getting a 40%er and a Kennedy slab. All right, so that one, VR4. Cool. And where is my little box? Miss Raven loves to steal my boxes. I'm telling you guys. It's like an ongoing battle with me and that lady. Oh, man. I can use this one. That should be able to hold it. Okay. You're welcome, brother. Congratulations. All right. We got some cool stuff tonight. We only have 19 items. I was actually expecting to be on the road today, kind of thing. I mean, not today, this evening. So I didn't make it a huge auction, but we have some cool stuff. First thing we're starting off with, and we're going to show it under the invisible scope, is right here, this 1944S Australia Florin, and it has reverse. You see die cracks all through Australia, and then right there, let me get my little pointer out. Right there on the 44, there's a little die chip on the 4. But you see the S mint mark right there, the die chip, the cracks that go all through here. Something that I had never seen on one of these before. And you can even see it starting under Florin, from the star over to Florin, which is pretty darn cool because you just don't see that every day. But, you know, with the little die, and there's another little die chip right here at the 4. At the edge, almost touching the L. So that's kind of cool. And in that condition, with the cool die cracks and the extra little bumps and stuff, probably worth about $60. Oops. Give or take. I do have a reserve on it. I have a reserve on certain things tonight. This one would be $40. And it is a San Francisco minted Australian coin minted by the U.S. To answer anybody's question. I remember last year my LCS owner told me that S means Sydney on the Australian coins. That's funny. Blue and Brown Boatsy coming in with the George at 41 to Rockzilla. 42 for 15 for 2, ladies and gentlemen. 15 for 2 in the lead at 42. Looking for 43 like we're Johnny T. Going once. 15 for 2 in the lead at 42. Do we hear 43 going twice? You know us, we do not slow roll, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Wolf Tracks? Last call. Triple B in the lead at 43. Going once, my friends. Triple B in the lead at 43. Looking for 44. He also thinks ASEs are 90%. Wow. This is a coin shop owner? You even got my voice to crack. Like, what the heck? Oh, wow. That is, that's insane. All right, last call for Mr. Alki Hall. Triple B in the lead. Yeah, I would think it'd be a pawn shop guy saying that, like dropping the mic says. All right, all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Triple B for 43. Been in the business for years. Huh. That's amazing. I've never heard of it. I mean, because here's the thing. It says 1 ounce fine silver on it. Right? I mean, he weighs them. They weigh 31.1. They'd have to be 3 nines to do that, you know? Wow. Okay, next item up, ladies and gentlemen, for those trying to find a first year 1986 San Francisco minted Silver Eagle MS69 in the Ultra Breaks label. Right there. Always nice to see a first year. These go for quite a bit. About on average about 150, 160. I think on the sheet I put 145. I do have a reserve at 130. I think that's a pretty fair deal as far as getting a first year in a 69 from San Francisco. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. First year ASE most definitely slab Master J approved. Matter of fact, at a show, if this was in the case, it would be a sticker on it at 150. All right, moving right along. Looks like we got a slow crowd tonight. Going once. Going twice. Last call. You know, I've never seen it be at 68 views 15 minutes into the show. That is actually pretty shocking. All right, I guess we got a no sell. Huh. All right. Well, we'll put that aside. I don't know, J-Dog. Things have changed quite a bit. Whatnot's really put a kick in stuff here, you know? You know what? The crowds have been smaller dropping the mic. They're usually slower in the summertime as it is, but man, what do you do, right? What's up, Smog? How you doing? All right. Well, we'll move on to the next item. We have a 1896 Newfoundland 50-cent piece. 92.5% silver, which is sterling. Just over 3/4 of an ounce of silver. And there is the coin itself, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool. I don't see a lot of those come in the shop. Worth about $50 in this condition. And we'll start the bid at 35. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Guys, Rockzilla coming in at 35. Dropping the mic, trying to get in there. Missouri Vet in the lead. Yes, that looks like Queen Victoria on it. It says Victoria. Dropping the mic at 40. Missouri Vet at 41. Looking for 42 like we're Mr. LeFew. What you gonna do? Going once. Missouri Vet in the lead at 41. Looking for 42. Do we hear 42? Going twice. Missouri Vet in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin. Oh, Smog the Magnificent coming in at 42. Missouri Vet with the George. No worries, Eric A. I didn't even know it said Victoria on it until I looked at the front and saw it right by the front of her head. So it's a good thing you asked, brother. Going to Smog coming in at 44, trying to get out that door, looking for 45. Triple B says with the snipe. We call it the Snope. Going twice to Smog. Last call for Mr. Alcohol, looking for 45 to stay alive. Do we hear 45? All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is going to be sold to Smog the Magnificent for 44, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely a cool coin. And Eric A, never a problem to ask, brother. That's for sure. All right, so Smog. You know, I'm not on Discord, but Seeker told me he was going to put the auction previews on Discord, you know, announcements for that other channel of mine, but I don't think he remembered to put it up there. It just is what it is. Because even the views on the reviews have been kind of slow. All right, here we go. Hungry. This is called Tupango. It is silver. I forgot what the actual silver weight is on this one, but it is a Tupango. It's BU. And let me get the description. This coin in this condition probably worth about 40 bucks. If anybody's on Discord and can let me know if they're seeing the preview channel videos pop up, I'd appreciate that. On Seeker's thing there. Starting bid on this one, we're going to start off at 25 and stay alive. Good luck, my friends. I think this is probably about probably 0.3 something ounces, if I remember. Guys, Gary S. in the nest starting us off at 25 with the George. Looking for at least 26 in the mix. Going once. Gary S. in the nest at 25. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. Triple B, I liked the last preview video for the show. I don't do... Yeah, I'm not at Discord either. I've kind of stayed away from that for a long time. Yeah, see, Create Craft, I kind of had a feeling, and I'm surprised because he told me he was going to do it, but hey, can't force people to do anything. All right, last call for Mr. Alcohol. Gary S. about to get a smoking deal on this coin. Holy cow, guys. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 25. Create Craft. Yeah, I told him. He knows about the preview channel, brother. I appreciate you, but he knows. Looks like Gary S. got it for 25, guys. Gary S. got it for 25. Eric A. and him are about to get into a continued battle, but I dropped the hammer. All right, so Gary S. with the win. missed it by that much. And we'll do a giveaway after lot number 10. So we'll be giving away a over half ounce silver Mexican 1968 Olympic coin. Here we have 1955 Canadian dollar. This thing is a stunner. 0.6 ounces of silver. You know what? Am I seeing... Guys, I picked up something on here that I didn't catch at first. It looks like somebody might have got one past me on an old cleaning on here. Darn it. So let me change this one. You know what? We're going to put it at about what the price of the melt of silver is versus what it was. We're going to say 35 bucks. There's probably about 45 bucks in silver in there, but unfortunately, I didn't catch it. I mean, this thing cartwheels really nice, but I saw in the camera just now it has some micro scratching going on. So we got dropping the mic at 35, so I apologize because you guys know I don't try to misrepresent any coins. The auction link in the auto plug section in Discord, I posted in the video plug section. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, J-Dog. Guys, 15 for 2 coming in at 40. Looking for 41. Going once. 15 for 2 in the lead. Looking for 41. Going twice. And Mike Sampson thinks that every coin on the planet's been cleaned. Going once to Gary S. Going twice. Thank you, Wausau. I appreciate that, my friend. Sometimes I just honestly don't look at them that close under the scope. You know, when I'm buying stuff, I look at what it says on the sticker from the shop I got it at. Going once. Or from the dealer. This one I bought from a dealer. Going twice. And, you know, you catch things on the high-def camera better. Going once. Going twice. Thank you, J-Dog. I appreciate you, brother. Gary S. in the lead. But Mike Sampson and I were at breakfast the other day. Last call for Mr. Alky Hall. And one of his frustrations is he doesn't like that a lot of times when he has a coin, he's told that it's been cleaned. 15 for 2 at 44. Going once. Gary S. at 45 and staying alive. Going once again. Going twice. And there's a lot of coins that have been. Here's the weird thing. You know, older coins, if you had them in those felt drawers and you brought them in and out, just that movement back and forth over time, it polishes them up a little bit. Even that's considered cleaned. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Oh, oh. Gary S. in the lead at 45. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Gary S. for 45. Thank you, Gary. All right. Let me get my thing, but yeah. And here's the thing. If you don't make mistakes, you're not doing it right. And a lot of times, because the amount of time it takes to learn how to spot coins that have been cleaned and everything, it becomes a real interesting venue at times. Here we have a 1974 MS68, ladies and gentlemen. If this thing had gotten the 69 grade, it'd be worth almost $4,000. But hey, it's only a 68. So it's only worth 100 and something. What's up, Resin Dragon? Let's gray sheet retail is like 140 bucks. I have a reserve at 110, so you're close to what the dealer price is for one of these. This coin in particular. But 110 would be the reserve on this, and if you go and look up gray sheet, you'd be pretty shocked. Guys, dropping the mic, coming in with the George at 110. Going once. Triple B trying to get in there, but we're looking for 115 like Mr. Bean, going twice. Hey, Resin, are you guys coming to Tulsa? Triple B in the lead with the Snope at 115, going once. Dropping the mic at 120, ladies and gentlemen. Mike in the lead with another Snope, going once. Looking for 125 to stay alive. Going twice. Guys, Triple B at 125 and staying alive. Looking for 130. Eric A trying to get in there, but Triple B just a little quicker on the draw. Going twice, looking for 130, ladies and gentlemen. Do we hear 130? Last call for Mr. Owl. Key. Ho, ho, ho. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is so to blue and brown. Boatsy, Triple B for 125. Spent all our money buying land. You know what? Buying land is a smart investment. They're not making more of it, that's for sure. Unless you live, you know, in the Middle East and you're on one of those islands of reclaimed land in the ocean, you know. All right, next item up. Silver Fox Stacker. It's really easy. Does anybody in the nest know who Silver Fox Stacker is? They can back your name, and you can do that. Cole, you can do a buy it now on the Eagle if you want it. I'll tell you what. What did I have? The Silver Eagle was 130 reserve. I'd do a buy it now. I'll even drop $5. $125 for whoever bids on it first. I'm super happy for you guys, Resin. That's really cool. All right, guys. Sold to Cole, the 86 for 125. Cratecraft. Can you put your name? Put Cole C5 at the top for 125. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Cole. Okay, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1942 SBU T-Full War. Nickel up for grabs, my friends. These are actually going up in price. They're now worth about 20, even though I have 15 on the sheet. But we will start the bid off for, let's say, $7. Just for fun. Guys, Gary S. coming in at 10, dropping the mic, and Jay Williams trying to get in there, but Gary S. quickest on the draw. Good to see you, Jay. Gary S. in the lead at 10, looking for at least 11. Jay Williams at 11. Brew and Brown Boatsy coming in with the George at 15. Blue and Brown in the lead at 15. Buy up trying to get in there. Buy up in the lead now at 18, ladies and gentlemen. Buy up Gold and Silver in the lead, looking for 19, going once. Buy up gold and silver coming in at 18. Guys, Eric A coming in at 20 with the super snow. Buy up at 22. The deuce deuce is on the loose. It's just fun, says Triple B. Going once to buy up. Looking for 23 like we're Johnny T. Going twice. Buy up gold and silver in the lead. Do we hear 23? Last call for Mr. Al Key. Ho, 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 ho. The deuce deuce. Oh, wait. Buy up in the lead. All in. Fair warning. This bad war nickel is going to be sold. To buy up gold and silver for 22, ladies and gentlemen. Buy up gold and silver for 22. What a good grab. All right, so thank you everybody for your bids. Eric A and everybody. Buy up gold and silver. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys at Tulsa, if you're able to make it out. Those of you in the chat here tonight. Now, this one is cool as heck, ladies and gentlemen. These are a Canadian silver-proof nickel, ladies and gentlemen. They're like 0.1519, something like that. But these are silver Canadian nickels. Very neat. Was glad to get my hands on them. They're worth about 25 bucks, give or take. And we'll start the bid off of these at, I don't know, let's say 15. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. J-Dog, it's Canadian silver. Just melt it. What a vote for Pedro. Guys, American Patriot coming in at 15. Vote for Pedro trying to get in there, but American Patriot in the lead with the first bid of the night on the nickel. Looking for $16 to make us holler. Vote for Pedro coming in at 17. Ladies and gentlemen, looking for 18. Going once. Crawl Daddy trying to get in there, but vote for Pedro in the lead. American Patriot at 18. Looking for at least 19, ladies and gentlemen. Do we hear 19? Going once. Vote for Pedro coming in with the Georgia 20, ladies and gentlemen. V4P in the lead. Going once. Vote for Pedro, the man, the myth, the legend. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 20 bucks. Looking for 21. Last call for Mr. Al Key. Ho, ho, ho. All right, ladies and gentlemen, vote for Pedro in the lead. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold. To vote for Pedro for 20. These auction nights are relaxing. Thanks for doing them. Thank you, DB Stoic. That's nice of you, my friend. CreateCraft says next year, Tulsa. Darn it, CreateCraft. I thought I'd be able to get to meet you this time. All right, vote for Pedro Wounded Warrior Project. All right. Vote for Pedro. Increasing the Wounded Warrior bounty. So here's the thing. Vote for Pedro. I'm the first person starting off the auction, so vote for Pedro is trying to make sure I have a huge amount of auctionable stuff. All right, here we go. Next item up for grabs, lot number 9. We're going to do a giveaway after lot number 10. We have an 1891 Seated Liberty dime, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll put this under the scope. Still has full Liberty. Not a bad looking little coin for being that old, you know. More of an entry level coin in this condition, but still a cool one. Oh, it's all good, Create Craft. You gotta have family time, bro. I understand. All right, here we go. So here's the description. Worth probably about 25 bucks, give or take. We will start the bidding off at, we'll start it off at 15. Good luck, my friends. Yeah, definitely a cool, I'm trying to make sure that we get stuff. Crawl Daddy Stacks coming in at 15. Darren Wilkinson trying to get in there with the Snope, but Daddy Stacks in the lead. Jay Williams coming in at 20 with the mini bomb, ladies and gentlemen. Gary S in the lead at 21. Rockzilla at 22. What you gonna do? Going once. Rockzilla in the lead at 22. Looking for 23. Going twice, my friends. Rockzilla in the lead. Jay Williams at 23, my friends. Going once. Jay in the lead at 23. Looking for 24. Going twice. Jay in the lead. Last call from Mr. Owl. Key. Ho, 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 ho. All in. Fair warning, this bad coin is going to be sold to Jay Williams for 23. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, Create Craft is a hard-working machine. I wonder what's up with Teacher 1388. Haven't seen him in a while. Oh, Rockzilla, you just missed it, brother. Oh, I hear the dogs outside. I think my wife was born in 1891. Says 15 for 2. Oh, man. You guys are trying to get in trouble, aren't you? All right, lot number 10, and then we'll do a giveaway. This one is a really cool half-ouncer. Year of the Dragon, Australian Lunar Series. I don't see a lot of the half-ouncers. I mostly see the ouncers, so it's kind of cool. I just got hit. Oh, that's funny. All right, let me see what we have this at. So, we have the reserve on this at 45, it says. But you know what? I'm going to drop the reserve a little bit. I'm going to say drop that reserve to 40. They average about 50 bucks or so. Crawdaddy Stacks coming in at 45. Looking for 46 in the mix. American Patriot trying to get in there. Crawdaddy in the lead at 45. Dewey here 46. Going once. Dropping the mic coming in at 47. What's up, Ben Stacking? Jay Williams coming in at 50 with the George. What's up, Bootsy? Going once to Jay, ladies and gentlemen, at 50. Looking for 51. Dewey here, 51. Going twice. Jay Williams in the lead at $50, making us all holler. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. Will it hold to be sold like silver or gold? You just don't know, ladies and germs. All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Jay Williams for 50 bucks. Congratulations, Jay. I will be in the shop tomorrow for Jay and Cole. I will bring your guys' stuff if you want to come in tomorrow. If you want to wait till Tuesday, that's fine. I will still just bring it in and put it in my box. Jay is on a tear, says the one and only vote for Pedro. All right, up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 40%er Kennedy and a half-ounce plus of Mexican silk, courtesy of myself and James Werner. That is Cole, no problem, brother. I will I'll bring it in and I'll put it in my box. All right, let's turn on Nightbot. And start the giveaway proceeding. I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes at the most, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it clean. RavenHawk coins. Stay tuned. All right. I had to sit there and tell Nugget about the joys of being a young lady and the little guys that chase her around already. What do you do? Thank you, dropping the mic. All right, let's see who the winner is in 3, 2, 1. Booyah. William E., ladies and gentlemen, longtime supporter. William E. with the win. Congratulations, William. I think that's the first time William's won a giveaway. He normally wins the auctions. But there's this little boy that likes her. What's up, Ron Pierce? A little boy that's been chasing her at gymnastics. Oh, you're welcome, brother. And she goes, Daddy, he called me a psychopath. Oh, man. You know, what do you do, right? All right, next item up, my friends, we have another Seated Liberty Dime. Decent shape, nice little hole filler. Again, more of an entry-level coin. And we'll put on the Invisible Scope. Hopefully Invisible River Ranch is doing all right. There we go, 1877. He misses a show every once in a while. But we always mention he was a really nice guy, sending me a Tom Love and everything. That this scope is from him. What's up, CM Silver? How you doing, brother? All right, 1877. I think the last one we started the bid off at like 15, so we will do that again. Probably worth about 25 bucks or so, give or take. But we'll start it off at 15 and see what happens, guys. I hope Doug Wagner's doing. Doug's usually here. You know, it's that time of year. Rockzilla coming in with the George at 20, ladies and gentlemen. Triple B trying to get in there. But Rockzilla in the lead at 20, looking for 21. Triple B at 21. You know, Doug Hardy says, my name's Doug. I'm here. Going once to Triple B. Looking for 22. The deuce on the loose. Going twice, my friends. You know how we do it. We do not slow roll. Guys, Rockzilla coming in at 22 with a pew, pew, pew. Yep, summertime, migraine time. You just never know. Blue and brown boatsy, Mr. Triple B coming in at 24. Rockzilla at 25. Back-to-back Snopages going once to Rockzilla at 25. Looking for 26 in the mix going twice. Yeah, there's a couple people like Alex Kalish, Doug, Frank Mons. Haven't seen Frank Mons in a long time. Johnny T hasn't been here in a long time. What'd he do? Going once to Triple B. People come and go, though, you know. Guys, Rockzilla coming in at 27, going once. And sometimes you just got to have fun in real life. Going twice. Well, that was weird. We just had a big drop in... It was like 96 and it dropped down to 82. They must have been coming in for the giveaway. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. Triple B says... It's all for you. I know Johnny T is taking care of his wife. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Rockzilla for 27. Cratecraft, if you go out into the water a little bit, you'll find rings and stuff, especially in colder water. WWP, Wounded Warrior Project from Rockzilla. Thank you, Rockzilla. That is awesome, brother. You guys are kicking butt on adding to that. I do appreciate it. All right. Matter of fact, you know what I'll do? For Rockzilla doing that, I'm going to add this to the end of stream. A 99S Proof 69 Deep Cameo, Rosie, going into the end of stream. Now, I can't do that if somebody else adds another one, because that actually, you know, I just can't keep up with it all, but I appreciate it. All right, here we go. This is lot number 12A. It's hard to want to stock up at these prices when just a few years ago we were paying a quarter of what it costs now. Yep, that's for sure. It is crazy. I love this coin, guys. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. 1887 San Francisco XF. Beautiful, beautiful coin. I love the dark patina on it. I do have the reserve at 75. I think that is more than fair. It is at least a $90 coin, if not a little bit more. I have the Garrett Ace 250. Unfortunately, doesn't do well in wet sand. Guys, Crawdaddy Stacks coming in with the George at 75. 15 for 2 at 80. Jay Williams trying to get in there. Rockzilla at 85. Eric A trying to get in there. Rockzilla in the lead. Love that coloration too, Wolf Tracks. I'm a big fan of darker ones. Can't wait to see what goods you get at Tulsa. William E, I'm going to get some good stuff. I got a guy that's coming in to bring me some stuff specifically, so I'm pretty excited. Going once. Rockzilla in the lead. 15 for 2 at 86. Jay Williams at 90. Going once, my friends. Jay Williams in the lead at 90. Looking for 91. Going twice. Jay in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alki Hall. My dog jumped up my bed at 6 a.m. and promptly farted. That seemed to set the tone for the day. Happy to be here. Y'all are turning it around. That's a treat and a half. Guys, Rockzilla coming in at 91 with the snow. In the lead, going once. Looking for 92 like Mr. LeFew, going twice. Jay Williams at 92. What you gonna do? Going once. Going twice. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Looking for 93. Will it hold to be sold like silver and gold? All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin. Guys, Rockzilla dropping the bomb on us. Coming in at a hundo. Now we're looking for 105 to stay alive. Going once. Going twice. 105. Rockzilla's just dropping the bomb on us. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. All right, Rockzilla in the lead. Jay says, go Rock. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to Rockzilla for a hundo. Guys, okay, so normally I don't really pay that close attention to the numbers that are in here, but I've never seen us hit and only be at 70 halfway through a show. And it kind of shocks me that that's the case, because I saw this guy that looked like a cracked out clown just doing like weird, goofy stuff. And he had 300-400 people watching his show. Now I'm kind of bummed. Oh, man. Guys, WWP it, he says. Holy cow, Rockzilla. What a donation there. You know what? He's going to make a liar of me. I said I wouldn't be able to add something else, really. But you know what? He bought that for way more than what I thought it was going to go for. So I got to do something. Oh, man. Let's see. How about we do this? I've got a really cool Panama coin here. This little bad boy goes for 15 or so retail. I'm going to put it right here as another addition to the giveaway for the end of stream. All right, up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have the special. Now, these are usually in a red envelope, but they did a certain amount of these during Christmas time that came in this really cool envelope. This is the 3 coin set. You have the half, the dollar, and the quarter right there in its original packaging. There is literally $40+ in silver in these. It's hard to believe that this set has gone up so much, but where silver is at, it's pretty crazy, you know. What's up, Brian Jensing? Getting to the extreme into stream level. Yep, we used to do that. I'm going to say starting bid on this is going to be $35, guys. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. Yeah, you know, Whatnot's really kicked YouTube's rear end. American Patriot at 40, ladies and gentlemen. 35. James Best coming in at 40. Smog trying to get in there, dropping the mic. William E at 41, trying to get her done. Looking for 42, like we're Mr. LeFew. 15 for 2 at 45 with the George. Going once to 15 for 2 at 45. Looking for at least 46 in the mix. William E trying to get in there, but 15 for 2 quicker. Dropping the mic. Coming back at 47, ladies and gentlemen, with the snow. Going once. Yeah, you know, I used to do 10th ounce golds for those. We started with 1 gram and we'd work it up to 4.1 grams. So it'd be a 10th ounce and 1 gram. And gold has gone up so much, you know. Whatnot is the Wild Wild West. I don't like it at all, says Gary S. Going twice to dropping the mic at 47. William E. coming in at 48. 15 for 2. Trying to get in there too. But William E. edging him out. 15 for 2. Coming in at 50 with the Snope. Going once. Rockzilla, thank you, brother. I really do appreciate you, man. Going twice. And so does the Wounded Warrior Project, bro. That is really, really awesome of you. Jay Williams says, I'm with Gary. Tried it once, but hated it, says Create Craft. Yeah, you know, it's but I understand why people go there. They get stuff, you know, sometimes for ridiculously cheap. You know, it's hard to compete with that. All right, all in. Fair warning. This bad set is sold. To 15 for 2 for 50. Very cool. Thank you, my friend. Yes, eBay has live streams now too. You know what though, Crawdaddy Stacks? I did a bunch of underspot stuff not that long ago. 15 for 2. Matter of fact, all the silver that was on the show was below bid, starting the bid, and it wasn't like bid was, you know, 76 and I was at 73. It was more like I was like 65, you know. All right. Next on the Canadian silver nickels, the proofs, ladies and gentlemen, we've got this beauty right here, 2007. Again, silver proof nickels. They have 0.1519 ounces of silver in there, so that's not too shabby. They're worth about $25, give or take. And we will do the same thing we did on the last one. We'll start the bid at 15. The Whatnot auctioneers can cancel low bids. Very sad. Soured on that site fast. eBay Live is good. Wow, I didn't know they could cancel out bids. That's shocking. RavenHawk, truly a huge shout out to Rockzilla. Your stream isn't the only one. He's been donating on Wounded Warrior Project benefit. I really appreciate you, kind sir. Yeah, Rockzilla's a beast, man. You know, he's been a good dude, good solid guy for a long time. So yeah. All right, guys, 15 for 2 coming in at 15, looking for at least 16. Do we hear 16 going once? 15 for 2, about to get the deal going twice. Never seen one cancel a bid, but that doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Wow. Vote for Pedro at 17. Did anyone get the gold merc with the medal? I had a gold merc before. Going once to vote for Pedro at 17. Looking for 18, ladies and gentlemen. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 17. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Vote for Pedro. Especialo coming in at 18, ladies and gentlemen. Going once. 15 for 2 at 19. Vote for Pedro at 20, ladies and gentlemen. V for P in the lead. Going once. Going twice. How you doing, Especialo? Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Vote for Pedro in the lead. Eric A with the deuce on the loose. Eric A in the lead. Going once. Looking for 23. Vote for Pedro coming back at 23 like he's Johnny T. Going once again. Looking for 24. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead. Last call for Mr. Alcohol. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for Pedro at 23. Looking for 24. Do we hear 24? All in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold. To vote for Pedro for 23. Oh, Rockzilla. No, I didn't get a chance to get that one. I don't do any business with the mint. Vote for Pedro. Wounded Warrior. All right, Wounded Warrior. Vote for Pedro. Man, okay, vote for Pedro. You're starting to have so much stuff here. I'm going to have like a 2-hour spot. Thank you, brother. All right, next one up, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nice Night Tonight says dropping the mic. Thank you, brother. I'm glad to have you here. MS67 with the I Like Ike special 76, 40% silver. And it's a beaut. Vote for Pedro. I'm just teasing, brother. I'm not too worried about it, man. This one retails for about $50. And we will start the bid at, let's say, 40. I think 40 is fair. Good luck, my friends. Good luck. It's an MS67 NGC slabbed and certificadoed in the special I Like Ike label. 15 for 2 says, I got 40 for you. Looking for 41 to get her done. Do we hear 41? I need a regularly scheduled program. It does good. Does the old heart good. Speaking of, guys, there won't be an auction next week because I'll be in Tulsa. Unfortunately, I have to be there Wednesday. That's when dealer setup is, and the show runs from Wednesday afternoon to Saturday. And I think it might even go to Sunday, but I'm there to at least Saturday. All right, guys, going once for 15 for 2. Going twice. Last call for Mr. Alcohol, ladies and gentlemen. 15 for 2 in the lead. Thank you, Donkey Socks. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold to 15 for 2 for $40. Dropping the mic to do a live stream from there. I mean, I might be able to go live, but it's hard on a cell phone. I wouldn't really be able to see like the chat window very well. Dan the Man just subscribed. Welcome to the nest, Dan the Man. You know, that's kind of the problem with that. If I had like a laptop or something with a camera set up where I could see it better, I don't know. Maybe I could go for a little bit. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll just come on and just talk at you guys for a little bit. All right, next item up, ladies and gentlemen. We have a triple package of war nickels here. All of them are BU. Very, very nice. We have 42 Philly, 43 Philly, and 43S. All of them just absolutely gorgeous. Look at the cartwheeling on those beauties. Dan the Man, to get in on the bidding, all you have to do is register. Douglas Keeler, new to your channel, so I'm not trying to make a fool of myself. No problem, Douglas. Thank you for being here. One of the mods will put down how you can register, but it's really easy. You know, walk and show. Don't worry about chat. You know, yeah, I could probably walk around a little bit. You know, do something. I was gonna do a video, you know, like I normally do for coin shows. All right, on these, the three of them, the reserve on it is 35 for the triplet. But we do love having new people here. And if you become a Platinum Penguin as a member, you get free shipping. Guys, Gary S. in the nest. J-Dog says, war. Nickels. Buy up gold and silver at 40. We have run just over 2,500 auction lots for the last 3-5 years. Wow. Any full steps? You know what? I do not know. Jay Williams coming in at 50, ladies and gentlemen. Really close on the P, but not quite. or the 42p. The 43, same thing. I mean, here, I'll turn on the scope for you guys. Buy up at 55. Let me turn on the scope so you can see what we got going on. So here's the 42 Philly. Buy up gold and silver in the lead at 55. No, when you look at the scope on this one, the 42 Philly, it's got some nice lines, but not quite. The 43 is a little bit nicer. You can see right there, it's not all mushy, so it's really, really close. I mean, I would almost say, yeah, it's got full steps. And it even has the little side steps too. So the 43P has full steps. And the 43S, not quite full steps. Nice looking coin, but it does have a mushy spot in the middle like most of them do, even when they're BU. So one of the three at least has full steps. All right, going once at 55 to buy up gold and silver. Looking for at least 56 in the mix. Going twice. Yes, when you become a member, you get the awesome emojis as well. Last call for Mr. Al Key. Ho, 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 ho. All right, ladies and gentlemen, buy up gold and silver at 55, all in. Fair warning, this bad trio is sold to buy up gold and silver for 55. Congratulations, buy up. Missouri vet trying to get in there at 51. All right. Steve Scantling. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. We see some new names in here tonight. Very cool. All right. So that was buy up gold and silver. Thank you kindly. Lot number 16. Invisible River Ranch, there he is. We've been using your scope, buddy. All right, 2008 Canadian proof nickel. This is the last of the Canadian silver proof nickels. There's 0.1519 silver ounces in it. So that's pretty cool. Vote for Pedro, I think, has won the last two. And we'll start the bid off at 15 bucks again. Need to change that to TWT833. We talked to Guthrie about some beef. Nice. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in. All right, guys, vote for Pedro in the lead with the George at 20, ladies and gentlemen. Going once to vote for Pedro, looking for 21 to get her done. Dropping the mic, you know what? That I don't know. I would assume Sterling, Canada's really like kind of on that, but let me see. Give me one sec here. They are, They're sterling 92.5. Guys, vote for Pedro coming in at 23 after Eric A was at 22. Eric A at 24. Trying to get out the door. Looking for 25 to stay alive. Going once. Vote for Pedro at 25. Looking for 26. Going once. Pedro in the lead at 25. Looking for 26. Going twice. Vote for Pedro in the lead. Last call for Mr. Al Key. Ho, ho, ho. Vote for Pedro at 25. Eric A. coming in at 27 with the George. Going once. Going twice. Eric A. Vote for Pedro's out. Eric A. at 27 all in. Fair warning. Warning. This bad coin is sold to Eric A. for 27. So Douglas Keeler, if you become a member of the channel, you can get free shipping if you're a Platinum Penguin or better. Wounded Warrior Project from Eric A., guys. Totally cool. All right. Wounded Warrior Project. Wounded Warrior getting all the nickels. Thank you, Eric A. And we use PayPal, but we can actually invoice you, and you just pay with either a debit card, credit card, or whatever way you want to pay, and it gets processed through PayPal, but you don't necessarily have to have a PayPal account to do it. That's just the main way that we've done it for years. It keeps things simple. All right, 1889, ladies and gentlemen, dropping the invisible scope right here. 1889 Liberty seated Liberty dime. The reverse got a little funkiness on it. That, you know what? I think this one. This is the second time something's gotten away from me today. I'm just gonna wait a second. Let's look at this again, because there's something going on with the back of this coin. Like right there, it looks like it's a die cut thing that's like a C, but it's just definitely different. I am going to put this in the InduStream giveaway, guys. We're gonna take this one out of the auction because that weirdness on the back, I don't know how I didn't really see it. I mean, I probably just looked at it, because when you look at it with your eye, it doesn't look bad, like when you look at it from there. But when you put under a scope, it's kind of a bit much. So we're just gonna call that one a giveaway for the InduStream, and it might be from toning from the tape. That's for sure. That happens. All right, this next one, ladies and gentlemen, this one is one of my favorites. This is a 10 pesos from Uruguay, found at the Ground Zero 9/11 recovery from 2001. Very, very cool coin. You don't see a lot of these out in the open at coin shops or anything for sale. The cheapest I saw it go for is $125. Most people are trying to get $150 to $175, and I'm going to beat that by $10 as the reserve bid at $110. I think that's a really uberly fair price, and whoever gets it, you have a pretty interesting piece of history. Yep, definitely never forget. Guys dropping the mic, coming in at 110 with the George. Looking for 115. What's up, Flatlander? Thanks for being here. Vote for Pedro, coming in at 115. Like Mr. Bean, looking for 120, ladies and gentlemen. Vote for Pedro in the lead at 115. Do we hear 120 going once? Vote for Pedro in the lead at 115. Looking for 120 going twice. Isn't that crazy? Time does fly, man. I remember exactly where I was when I heard about that. I had the news on, and I had it up kind of loud because I was taking a shower, and I heard about it, and I literally was like, "You what?" And I jumped out, ran into the living room where where it was on and couldn't believe my eyes. Last call to vote for Pedro at 115. Looking for 120. Crazy times. All in. Fair warning. This bad coin is sold. To vote for Pedro for 115. What a cool one. Vote for Pedro. All right. Guys, vote for Pedro. Holy smokes, dude. Wounded Warrior Project again on the coins tonight. That's a big coin to be putting in there, brother. All right. It's his wishes. Heck, you know what? I'll add one more coin to the end of stream. How about a penny from Canada from 1896? Didn't even have time to take it out of its holder. Sitting on my desk. I remember I was at work in the office seeing it on TV. When I seen it first hit, I thought accident. When I seen second one, I thought no accident. Yep. That's what I thought too. You know. Mike, yes, that is a large cent from Canada, brother. 1896, large cent Canadian. It's in great condition, too. Pretty coin. All right, last item up for grabs. Right here. We have a 1878 Carson City up for grabs. 1878 Carson City, at least a fine 12. At that grade, probably worth about $230. Here's the scope on it. There's no major weird issues or scratches. The fields are nice and clean. 1878. We'll flip it over, show the reverse. Again, a typical example for that type of grade. You don't see these that often like that. They're either really worn out or they're, MS. But that one is really cool. And reserve on it is 205. I think it's pretty cool too, Eric A. Thank you, Create Craft. I appreciate you, brother. 15 for 2. Thanks for asking to have it scoped. Guys, Jay Williams coming in at 205 with the George. Jay Williams in the lead at 205. Looking for 210. Rockzilla coming in at 210, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 215. Triple B trying to get in there, but Rockzilla a little bit quicker. Jay Williams coming back on the attack at 215. CC, doesn't that look like Charlie Chaplin on the obverse? I don't know. But Jay in the lead at 215, looking for blue and brown. Triple B dropping the bomb on us at 230, ladies and gentlemen. Triple B at 230. Jay Williams alive at 235. J-Dog, I bet you this was probably in a gambling game in the OK Corral, Going once to Jay Williams. Can it be donated to the Crawdaddy Stacks Project? Going twice, Yep, celebs, outlaws, you never know. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Hall. Jay Williams at 235. Looking for 240. Will it hold, ladies and gentlemen? You just never know. Jay Williams at 235, looking for 240. All in. I think, oh, blue and brown Boatsy coming back with a George. Going once at 240, looking for 245. Going twice. Major snopage. Last call for Mr. Al. Key. Ho, 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 ho. Jay Williams. Snoping it back at 245. Looking for 250. Holy cow. Going once. Going twice. 3 times for the Nesties. Jay Williams at 245. Looking for 250. All in. Fair warning. Warning. These bad bag coin will be sold to Jay Williams for 245. Triple B said enjoy. What a battle, guys. That was absolutely epic. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. All right. Congratulations to Jay Williams, my friends. Very cool. All right. Now we're going to have an end-of-stream extreme giveaway, almost like we used to have in the past. Really, really cool. Thank you, Jay. A big shout out to the hardest working mod in the industry, Create Craft Coins and Collectibles. Thank you to everybody that bought something this evening. Triple B, Smog the Magnificent, Gary S. in the Nest, Cole C. Buy up gold and silver. Vote for Pedro J. Williams, Rockzilla. 15 for 2. And Eric A. Very, very cool. Thank you, my brothers. You guys rock. You rock it like a hurricane. All right, let me show you everything that's going for the end of stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this beautiful 1974 S Proof 69 Deep Cameo Eisenhower silver dollar with the Miles Standish signature on it. We have a 1999 Proof 69 Deep Cameo Roosevelt silver dime. We have a James Warner 40% Kennedy. We have a really cool 1896 one large cent from Canada that's in just, I mean, look at how nice that thing is. That thing is just beautiful. I couldn't believe it was only $10. We have a Seated Liberty dime and a Panamanian 1904 5 Centésimos. That is going to one lucky winner. Thank you to all the other mods. Resin Dragon Studios. Vote for Pedro. J-Dog. Again, Create Craft Coins and Collectibles. American Patriot. CM Silver for being here. And all you all that are here at the shows every week, I can't thank you enough. I mean, it really means a lot. I know you have a lot of other options. You could be doing other stuff, watching paint dry, you know, things like that. But you're here with me, supporting me and my family. So again, thank you very, 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 very much for that. I appreciate. Thank you. Create Craft said, thank you for all you do for us in the nest. I appreciate that, man. Big hugs to everybody. All right, let me turn on the Nightbot for one last time. We'll get live chat going. And good luck. I smell better than paint, says Triple B. That's funny. What's up, Ty McFadden, DB Stoic, Roy Boy? Good to see you. What's up, Dan Wade? Jim Shank. Sam Wilson. What's up, buddy? Mustang Dave. There he is, the man, the myth. Hey, Mustang, are you going to Tulsa? We will definitely talk about the Wounded Warrior Project at each stream. Scorpio, my brother. Good to see you. Michael LeFew, pew pew pew. CM Silver hanging out. All right. Well, cool, Mustang. Hopefully I'll see you, brother. I'll be up front. I'm not going to be in the back. I paid for that table a long time ago. So I'm up front. Holy cow! Guys, I did not see this in chat, but I got a message from Jay Williams that everything he bought tonight is going in the Wounded Warrior Project. Ladies and gentlemen, holy smokes. Jay Williams, what? Wow, brother. Thank you, man. Seriously, thank you so much. I didn't see it. I'm sorry I missed it. But Jay Williams, so let me put Wounded Warrior Project for Jay. I'm absolutely stunned, Jay. Wow, brother. Wow. Vote for Pedro. I'm not sure if he's still here, but that is too cool, bro. That is just, man, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Wow. This is why I love doing this, guys. I really, when I see the Nest support each other the way you do, it's hard to say anything other than wow and thank you so much, man. It's a great cause. I think this is my third year being involved with it in a row. I used to be involved with other stuff in the community, but for some reason I'm somehow the lone wolf, but I'm still a part of the Wounded Warrior Project and good friends with Vote for Pedro. And this is something very important, guys. We need to give back to those that have served and sacrificed so much for us. Just really, 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 really cool, man. Thank you, Jay. Wow. All right. Let's pick the winner for the end of stream and call it a night. In 3, 2, 1. Wait, as a disabled vet, I appreciate what all y'all are doing, says Blue and Brown Boatsy. Right on. Thank you for your service, Blue and Brown. Everybody in the chat that's ex-military, thank you for your service. RavenHawk has been there from the beginning. Much love to all the support of our community, brother. Heck yeah. All right, picking a winner in 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Silver Wishes. Holy cow. It's been quite a long time, but Silver Wishes has won one of the nicer end-of-stream giveaways that we've had in a while. So congratulations. Silver Wishes has been around for a long time. All right, so Silver Wishes. Cool. Let me. You're welcome, hun. Let me shut down the Nightbot, and guys, I've said this a few times. In the time I've done this, I've seen some amazing stuff happen in this community. Seen a lot of people come and go. I miss a lot of people. We've lost some people. Matter of fact, I get really choked up in stuff like this. I just hope that, you know, when I'm said and done and gone from the community, that you guys continue to do stuff to help one another. All right. Like always, please make sure to take care of one another. And we'll see you real soon. RavenHawk Coins, have a great day.